Aurora. Right? Look at this footage. 8:47 a.m. at the intersection of West Highland Parkway and I don't know what it says now, but where the color is, where the visa was sheriff. Google Street View photo was taken. Look at that incident with those 5 cars in that intersection. And look at the runner that started running in front of the boat right at the moment when I passed by, and then the white vehicle, the white compact SUV that intercepted me like 200 feet after that. Look at the whole sequence. And you will see the technique of anchoring and swapping after, right? And how to avoid it, like how to prevent the swapping or evade the swapping. You'll see the whole sequence there. So the anchor for the trigger for the whole sequence was the runner, and he was the trigger. And I imagine that he started running at the exact moment when I passed and I touched he had a wristwatch, like an Apple Watch. I don't know if it was Apple, but he had a watch, right? And the moment I passed next to him, he touched the watch and he started running. I don't know if it's still about the watch or the running, but either way. Because I also have this thing, like, and this is discussed in the website, like, triggers is a big topic, right? It's a big topic in counterintelligence and intelligence. Like, how to trigger this sense in a way that is deniable and meaningful, right? Yeah, so this is incorrect, right? I have a post about triggers that is very complex. I recommend you read it. But you know, yeah, like, you know, there's a whole set of triggers, a category, I would say, right, where it is bio triggers. I would call them that way. I don't know. So, for example, you can trigger events based on your heart rate, right? Like if you, for example, if you start running and you reach, say, 140 BPM, then you trigger the event, right? A specific, I love those because those are triggers that are invisible, right? Are impossible to be detected by an observer. Why? Well, because they don't have any way to know at what speed my heart is beating, right? I mean, I don't get. I would hope, right, that they don't have bots that sophisticated that can detect that yet, right? So if my system knows that when my heart reaches 140 BPM, the transmission should be sent, or the listening channel should be opened, then, you know, only my system knows that, right? And if I am the one who has the sensor on top of me, right, no external observer can see that, right? Can see the frequency at which my heart is beating, right? It's the same principle as with your location, right? Like if you know that when you pass through a certain point, an event is going to, it's going to be triggered, right? But only you know that, right? Nobody else knows that. Well, I mean the system, right? So only the system knows that when you stop at exactly this position, something is going to happen. Then they have no way to plan for it. They have no way to plan for the interception. But the location is, I think, right? I like more the bio triggers because the location, although only the system knows the location, the direction of travel is observable. I mean, you know, like for example, right now, anybody that is watching my car can see that I'm traveling to probably Lake Forest State, right? So they can already plan for that. They can start positioning those cars, you know, next to the Lake Forest State entrance or things like that, right? Because they're seeing that I'm traveling in that direction, right? So, although the location is secret, the direction of travel is not. It's both, right? So you can still plan for interceptions based on that. But in the case of bio triggers, right, it's not. Right? Because only the the biological organism, the person, right, knows the speed of the heart. And I also like that because you don't really need a sensor, right? For example, say that I program my system to trigger when my heartbeat reaches, I don't know, 90 BPM, right? I can start running and I can measure my own heart rate. I can take my own pulse, right? Like, by that trick of measuring in 6 seconds and multiplying by 10, right? It's trivial. So even without sensors, you can estimate accurately what is the BPM, right? And then you can play with the permissivity, because if you get it a little bit wrong, right, you can say, well, allow a 10% permissivity, right? But no, this is interesting, right? Because I think they already saw that cost, right? I know, and they know that I do this when I run, right? And on the backyard. So, like 2 or 3 months ago, I started noticing that they would bring the cars at the right moment with a high precision. I mean, that's perfect. Like, they would get it wrong, right? But the precision was getting better. And I think it is because, yes, the heartbeat it's obscure, right? Like, it's opaque. It's something that cannot be seen, but could be estimated by proxy, by the speed, right? Like, so if they see that I'm running constantly for 10 minutes, and I'm running more or less at a certain speed, because they have the Fitbit data, right, that Penelope Suarez collected for years, they can estimate more or less what is going to be the BPM, right? And if they combine that with the locations within the backyard in which that BPM consistently is reached, they could figure it out, right? So I think that's why the precision has been getting better, because they've been observing me through the windows of the Lanham, and they've been recording approximate precision, right? And then they've been cross-referencing that with the speed, right? And estimating the BPM, right? So they haven't figured it out, but they're getting closer. Right? So that's why I've been doing this thing where now I'm communicating outside. Because I know they're getting closer, right, in the backyard. And I'm not going to give them any more data to get any closer. So this is an example of the perpendicular travels that I want to describe, right? So here they can measure the height of the car, right? And they know, well, this is a Tesla Model S for sure. Because they have the height and they have the length. How they have the length? By estimating the speed of travel of the pixel and seeing the physical window of the pixel, right, of the distance. And if you know the speed and you know the distance, you know the length, right? So now they have the length of the car and they have the height of the car. I mean, it's tough typing, right? If it looks like a Model S, it's as tall as the Model S, and it's as long as the Model S, it's probably a Model S, right? So there's another one doing the same, right? And she gets upset because I don't pass in front of her. This is just hilarious, right? She's thinking at me like, are you not going to pass? Of course I'm not going to pass. You don't think I know what you're doing? I mean, it's amazing to me that the people driving haven't figured out that I know. I mean, some of them. And if I know, probably the FBI knows. That's the problem, right? Oh, there goes a runner with a dog. Right. I think that's the partner of Phil Denning, right? So that's the one that Phil Denning says when they get desperate. Like that day with the Chinese next door, right? When I was playing the podcast. I think it was like in May or June. Maybe July. No, like June. I was playing a Chinese podcast, a podcast that I made in Chinese, right? And this man came running with that dog, trespassed my front yard, and with the phone recording, right? Because he wanted to record the sound to go to the police, right? So I have a pretext to for the few minutes to go to the Pulsar Police Department and make another false police report. That was funny. That was a good one. Fail. Oh, looks like Miller has more cars now. 2, 4, 6, 7. 7 cars. Yeah, it seems unusual, like it's like they are in high alert. So here they have 2 cars watching the front of Robert Mueller. 4 or 5 cars. Wow. They're panicking, man. Look at this. Oh, this is amazing. And they're, strategically positioned, like with the right angles and everything. So they have 5, 6 cars in there on the street, right? So they're basically watching Robert Mueller's house and, well, the former house of Robert Mueller. But I was told that he moved, right? He moved out. They moved him, apparently. I don't know. And what's the other one? Oh, the Sachs, right? That's the other house that they're watching. And Eckhart, that mini cluster over there. All right, mission accomplished.